Welcome to Stop Dating Losers, the only show that tells you the real truth about modern day relationships. Be sure to spread the word and let us begin, shall we? Alright, what do we have here first? I moved in with my boyfriend about a month ago, and no one prepared me for how much it sucks to have to figure out what's for dinner every single night. Okay. Like, what you mean we can't just eat deli meat slices and some pickles and call it a night? Okay, well, people are gonna kind of laugh at this. It's a little funny, I get it. But it is a serious topic. It can be. Is it absolutely required for a woman to know how to cook? Or a man to cook? No, it's not a requirement. But it should both be done. It should be done by both partners. Not just a woman. The guy has to know how to cook something, how to prepare something. But yes, you're going to have days when you just want a sandwich or you want something simple to make. Either both of you guys make it together, work as a team, or one of you says, "No, honey, I got it." But it should be mutual. So that takes care of the serious part of this. When searching for a potential partner, you want to make sure that they know how to do at least something in the kitchen. Now, I said, it's not a requirement. What if the guy knows how to cook and the woman doesn't, or the woman knows and the guy doesn't? Teach each other. And that's about all I can say about that. Yeah, it sucks. You're going to have those moments, but it'll get better. As far as looking for qualities in a potential partner, let's go ahead and move on to the second comment, shall we? My requirements as a girlfriend. Flowers must be given on proper dates. Oh my goodness, this is going to be problematic. We must talk every day. Text, call, I don't care. Okay? What's with the exclamation marks? Check in when you're out. Just arrived. On my way home. Is this like Big Sister watching? This is kind of no exes that are friends. I agree with that. No exes as friends. Don't act like a single man. I agree with that. I want to be loved loudly. Plan dates. I hate when I have to plan everything. All right, let's take a closer look at this. Flowers on proper dates? I mean, the flowers aren't that important. I mean, I know it's a traditional custom. I get it. Maybe. But you see, that's the problem with dating is you have to put on a show. I never liked that. Oh, the guy should bring a flower and the guy should do this. And then, look, I know there's formalities that date back at least a century or more. Well, definitely more than that. I get it. But the center of a relationship is understanding a clear way of communication that works for both of you, but not by putting on a show. Because let me tell you something, that's going to die off with time. Even in a loving relationship, you're not going to be, let me go open the door for her. Let me go ahead and get up when she gets up. It might happen from time to time, but it's extremely exhausting. If I was a woman, I wouldn't want the guy to be doing that every single time. Like, hey, I want my partner to be relaxed. You don't have to. See, that's why I have a big problem with dating. You have to put on this show, this charade. And I don't like that. It's more of an act. You're acting. You're not just being yourself. So the flowers is highly debatable. Look, if you like flowers so much, what about your partner? What about the guy? Proper dates? What is a proper date? This is insane. These requirements by this potential girlfriend, I would say, guys, steer clear from this. This list is nothing meaningful. This is all for show. Some of it is not, which is we're going to go over really quick. So talk every day. Okay, communication, text, call, I don't care. Well, okay, so you want communication. That's legit. That's genuine. I understand that. That's good. But you can't be so adamant to the point where, chewing out your partner, your boyfriend, for maybe there's a good reason he couldn't text or call you at a certain time. So if you're going to be helicoptering over him 24/7 like a psycho, complete psychopath, I don't think you're ready for a serious relationship. I think it sounds like by this list you want somebody more to control and manipulate like a doll in your room. I don't know. It's not sounding too nice here. Check in when you're out. See, this is another problem. Just arrived on my way home. Can you not just trust that you'll be on the way? And if there's a delay, that sure, he'll contact you. It's logical, but these requirements, you guys got to be careful out there. These are not realistic requirements. Like, we're not programmable robots. You would hope that he calls you or texts you, but you can't require that and then get upset if he doesn't or if he forgets. There are legit excuses and reasons. Hello? This isn't... We're not dealing with AI robots here. Alright, so I agree with no exes as friends. Don't act like a single man, of course. Well, don't act like a single woman. And loved loudly. I have no idea. Well, you want him to shout it to everywhere he goes, to everybody he sees? I hope that's not one of those other psychotic scenarios where you want him to tell anybody and everybody that you guys are in love. Obviously, if you guys are seen with each other, that should suffice. I don't know, you tell me, but to each their own, loudly. I don't know, I sense a kind of a desperate need there to feel wanted. You might want to address that by yourself, because your partner can help out with that, but I don't know. I don't know who should be your partner at this point. It's not horrible what you're stating here. It's just a bit unrealistic and concerning. A bit of a red flag. And planning dates. You hate when you have to plan everything. Okay, both of you guys should plan things together. But stop dating? See, that's the problem. Girlfriend, boyfriend, we're on dates. No, you guys aren't girlfriend, boyfriend yet. Dating is... Just because you went out on a date, it's not your girlfriend, boyfriend. See, this is a traditional thing that needs to die already. You guys don't even know each other. Just because you get along doesn't mean you're automatically boyfriend, girlfriend because you guys are on an official, date together. A date just means a day to go out with each other to go do something. If it was a special time, great. Did you guys kiss each other, hug each other? You guys can't just label each other boyfriend, girlfriend just because you went out on one date. It doesn't work like that in reality. Sure, on paper, the official status. We went out together. We're officially girlfriend, boyfriend. I just kind of feel really sorry for people who do that because I know the intention is there and the labels have to be there for purposes for other people to understand. But realize that you're not actually boyfriend, girlfriend yet. You guys are still trying to synchronize with each other, get to know each other, and be aware that it could be all an act. They could not be acting genuine at all. So just keep that in mind. So let's go ahead and proceed to the next comment, shall we? Because that's a bit concerning coming from that young woman there. I've been on Bumble for a week and Hinge for 4. Okay, I can imagine these are online dating apps. I remember Tinder from many years ago. That's probably the only one. The men on these dating apps, okay, so they are not serious about dating and relationships. You think? I'm glad you found out. Hey, better late than never, no matter what their profile says. Well, that's why I always say, what do you expect to find online when it comes to love? No, you can't. And just because a very small percentage are successful with online dating, but you don't know the assurance that they have or don't have when they start seeing each other offline. And many times you don't even hear about that, how they're doing offline after they met online. So they might call it a great success. Yeah, we're really connecting online. Yeah, probably as pen pals. But a serious offline relationship, it's always next in line until you take that step. So what's the point of online dating? Maybe to meet somebody that you could be interested in. But why not just do it offline? Because there's more chances of failing, an overwhelming percentage that you're going to get into trouble with somebody. They're going to waste your time. And maybe worse. Always worse. So, yeah. So this woman here, the men on these dating apps are not serious about dating your relationships. Surprise, surprise. I'm glad you finally found out. Maybe you'll stop using dating apps. I mean, imagine centuries ago, how did our ancestors do it? There was no internet. There was no cell phones. Right? There were no cell phones. Technology, what is that? Maybe a wagon with wheels and horses pulling it. That was technology at that time. I mean, come on. The formula will never change. Offline is the only way. Okay. All right, so let's look at the next comment. I don't need a fairy tale. I need a partner who shows up. Is this one of those, like, you just show up to the soccer game and you get a trophy? This is pathetic. Why don't you want a fairy tale? What's with your lowered expectations? I need a partner who shows up. So you just need a body. This sounds like the military. I need a body. I need men. I need you to show up at this formation at this time. Really? I mean, that doesn't sound like being all you can be. I mean, I don't need a fairy tale. That's a huge red flag. The alarms are really ringing with this one. You should want more than a fairy tale, your own fairy tale. And it becomes a real tale at that point. A real story, true story. Don't fear wanting the most that life has to offer when it comes to love in your life. Once you start fearing that and start backing away with these lowered expectations, oh, I just want her to, or I just want him to, you're a sad basket case. There's no hope for you. Lowered expectations. You know, when you pull the spring back on a pinball machine, you expect that ball to go all the way up there and get into the game, right? This is not a strong spring. This little mediocre to pathetic level of desire, I don't need a fairy tale. Well, then stay out of the realm of love. You don't have what it takes, and you're just going to waste somebody's precious time and possibly ruin their lives. And that's all that's going to come out of it. You just need a partner who shows up. Go get a pet dog or a cat. That should suffice. If you don't want a fairy tale, you don't want love. End of story. Love is way more than a fairy tale, by the way. Disney movies don't compare to how powerful eternal love feels. True love is everything. It shakes your soul. So if you don't want that, you need to get out. You need to get out of the realm of love. You need to spend some time alone and build on that motivation, that willpower, if it even exists. All right, so last comment of the show. Let's normalize starting over at any age. 25, 35, 45, it doesn't matter. Well, you know, not necessarily. It could, depending on how much tank you have left in the gas tank, right? How much gas you have left. Changing careers, moving cities, ending relationships, reinventing yourself. None of it means you failed. Yeah, you don't fail unless you quit permanently. And then you start moaning and groaning and complaining, women this, men that. Then, yeah, you're a failure. You're a loser. Because you're choosing to be one. You could always change, but it depends. Some people are so set in their ways, there is no hope. And they do the easiest thing, which is to whine and complain 24/7. There's no hope. Sometimes growth looks like letting go of what you thought your life should be and embracing what it actually wants to become. Yeah, this is sound advice. I agree. It's never too late. There's people in their 50s and 60s too who want to start all over again. Who is anybody to judge? A lot of 50 and 60-year-olds look like 40 and 50-year-olds or younger. It's impressive. You know, today's 30 is a new 20. Yada, yada. You've heard it before. Now, it doesn't apply to everybody in those age brackets. It depends how well you take care of yourself, mentally, physically, and emotionally, and so forth. But yeah, it's never too late, but your attitude has to be right. So you should want that fairy tale and beyond. You know, if it requires changing careers, moving cities, ending your miserable or mediocre relationship and reinventing yourself, so be it. It is a risk, but that's what all opportunities are. A risk. And that's how success is achieved. You have to take a risk. And with so much fear nowadays, people are afraid to take that necessary risk, and then they complain when nothing happens. Well, you only have yourself to blame because you're choosing not to take action. You're choosing not to talk about your life circumstances with people who can help you. Friends, family, myself, a therapist, anybody that's required in order to get you on the right track. Because if you can't do it alone, you're going to remain paralyzed sitting there and doing nothing about it. You're going to waste day after day, month after month, year after year, decades will just going to pass by. What are you going to remember your 20s, 30s, and 40s? Oh, I remember when this movie came out and this game came out. And are you serious? Nothing to show for it. And then your memories are just with friends who maybe a lot of them have, or maybe not, love in their lives, and they really have something really worth remembering for those age brackets, those decades of their life. So don't let life pass you by. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And it is never too late, but sometimes it is. If you put everything else in your life before love, and then you finally are going to go into that highway of regret, it's just a matter of time. Your priority needs to be love in life. And if it doesn't work out with someone, just like this comment says here, reinvent yourself, end the relationship, move forward. Stop moping and groping and sobbing with a bunch of losers in the peanut gallery. If you want to vent yourself, go ahead, but you need to get back on track. And with that said, let's go ahead and conclude the show, shall we? All right. So if you have a comment that you would like for me to go over on this show, put it down in the comment section down below. This has been Coach Ben. Stop dating losers. Much love, everybody.